I now call to order the second meeting of the Jacksonville Youth Council for this school year. Greetings to all, including those who are watching via TV. We're here in the same chambers that the Jacksonville City Council meets in. The City Planning Board and other official bodies meet here also. We're proud to be a part of the official voice for Jacksonville youth in the city of Jacksonville, and we take that responsibility seriously. For those of you watching on TV, we want to make sure you are invited to take part in future sessions. The Youth Council is open to any student who is eligible to attend a high school in Onslow County and meets here on the first Wednesday of each month. Over time, we have students here from Northside, Southwest, Jacksonville, White Oak, Richlands, Swansboro, Dixon, Onslow Early College, and Lejeune. I believe it is going to be a good school year, and I'm ready to get started. Welcome, and thanks for coming or watching. Now, let's begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Brianna Hobbs, and ask that you continue to stand after the Pledge of Invocation, led by Pamela Trafton.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I ask that you bow your heads. Lord, let this meeting be good for us. Let us accomplish what we need to accomplish. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
This evening, you will be asked to help chart the future for this term of the Jacksonville Youth Council. Your officers have worked to help provide a framework for this year, but we want your input into what actions you would like to see for our future. Before, we would like to give you a quick overview of what Youth Council, what it has done in the past, then offer a personal perspective of how JYC has benefited us in the past few years. Particularly for those who have not been here before, my fellow officers will help with this presentation. I will now introduce Anaya Ward.
Before we move forward with Ms. Anaya Ward, at this time we'll call up Mayor Sammy Phillips for the swearing-in ceremony.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to City Hall, and thank you for coming out to see your officers of the Youth Council be sworn in tonight. I know we have a lot of family and friends here, so thank you for coming. The Jacksonville Youth Council is the voice for youth of the Jacksonville, North Carolina, inclusive of all high schools in Onslow County and Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and it held its first session here or at City Hall on October 20th, 1998. And the Youth Council's objective is to provide opportunities for high school students to become active in their community through volunteerism, participating in civic observances, and build leaders that will mentor rising Youth Council leaders that will help the Youth Council grow in an evolving world. We look forward to celebrating 25 years and having your support in moving the council forward. And we just happen to have Mr. Glenn Hargett here with us tonight, who was instrumental in starting the Youth Council. And welcome, Glenn. So, Pam, if you would, if you're ready, we'll call our folks up.
Yes, sir.
If you will identify them, their office they're running for, or they're up for, and also the school they represent, please.
Yes, sir. So first up, we have Ms. Anaya Ward, our chairperson of Onslow Early College High School. Can you come on to the front for me? And as I call our officers, if the parent or guardian that will be with them for the ceremony, if you could stand behind your student. All right. Next up, we have Ms. Shania Nolan, vice chairperson from Jacksonville High School. Next, we have Ms. Riley Hayes, Secretary, White Oak High School. Ms. Dakota Evans, Recorder, Jacksonville High School. Cameron Trafton, Executive Committee, White Oak High School seat, White Oak High School. Brianna Hops, Executive Committee, Northside High School, Northside High. Conrad Burdette, Executive Committee, at-large seat, Onslow Early College. Gabriel Flores, Executive Committee, Lejeune High School, Lejeune High.
Okay. I'm going to administer now the oath of office, and when we get to your name, it's your name and office, whatever office it is you're assuming. All right. I state your name. Left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. If you're affirming, you don't have to place your hand on the Bible, just raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and maintain the Constitution. Repeat after me. All right, so that I will support and maintain, I'll slow it down a little bit, how's that? That I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as, and state your office, of the Jacksonville Youth Council, and maintain and uphold all the laws and regulations of the city of Jacksonville. So help me God. Congratulations, officers. That was painless, wasn't it? Very painless.
All right, so we're going to take quick pictures real quick. So, the parents and guardians and so we'll get close to take pictures.
Mary, you squeeze in too. Can't see you over there. There we go.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Wait.
Is Riley still here?
Okay.
All right, as we move to the next, One City, Our City, My City. One City, Our City, My City is a concept that has been adopted by the city of Jacksonville and our citizens for the past 6 years at least. And the concept is for each citizen to treat each other as if they would want to be treated, ultimately following the golden rule. We ask that, and it's been asked from the mayor and the faith committee, that each organization, each advisory committee adopt this slogan of one city, our city, my city, and looking and identifying different ways that citizens are treating each other with the respect and with the respect that everyone is needed. So tonight we want to pay tribute to the Patriot Day observance ceremony that took place on September 11th, 2023, where members of the Youth Council participated in the ceremony. This is an annual observance. Who knows why September 11th? What happened on September 11th?
The attacks on the World Trade Center.
Yes. And who knows the significance behind it being at Lejeune Memorial Gardens?
Isn't that our local 9/11 memorial?
So come to the front and say that out loud. Yep. Just press the little button until it turns green. Yeah, there you go.
Those gardens are our local 9/11 memorial.
Yep, and standing right behind is an actual beam from the 9/11 towers. Thank you. So if you have not had a chance to go to the Lejeune Memorial Gardens, right down here, we do have one of the beams from the World Trade, the Twin Towers, one of them that came from New York. So every year on September 11th, we host the Patriot Day ceremony. And here we'll see that Executive Committee Officer Pamela Trafton, he led in the Pledge of Allegiance. And we had Jacksonville Youth Council member Jayliana, she did the Youth Day of Prayer. And there is the beam right behind Miss Jayliana. And we also had our officers, Conrad, Riley, and Gabriel, that also assisted as ushers for the ceremony. So this is our One City, Our City moment. At this time, I'll turn it over to Ms. Riley.
The first one or second one? This is a council that governs itself, decides what actions it would like to engage in, and offers advice to the elected officials of Jacksonville. Whether this is your first time or you've been a part of the youth council for years, you're welcome here. No matter whether this is your 4th year of participation or your first ever meeting, each of us who participate today are equally important. For those of us who have been privileged to be elected to lead this group, we'll introduce yourselves as we speak. Be sure to talk with us if you have ideas, questions, or just want to talk about the youth council. As indicated, this council is open to all high school students in Onslow County and Camp Lejeune who are in good standing, and all are welcome here. Thank you for coming, and let's hope for a great year. To help guide us, let me introduce all the officers currently elected for the youth council. Anaya Ward, Chairman, Onslow Early College High School. Shania Nolan, Vice Chairman, Jacksonville High. Riley Hayes, Secretary, White Oak High School. Dakota Evans, Recorder, Jacksonville High School. Cameron Trafton, Executive Committee, White Oak High School seat. Brianna Hobbs, Executive Committee, Northside High School seat. Conrad Burdett, Executive Committee, At-Large seat, Onslow Early College. I want to introduce some other people who help us make these youth council meetings possible. We do have help with our work. I want to introduce a few people. Tracy Jackson is the Director of Neighborhood Improvement Services, which oversees the Jacksonville Youth Council. Pamela Trafton is a staff liaison of the Jacksonville Youth Council and the Senior Neighborhood Improvement Services Coordinator for the City of Jacksonville, and works with the Youth Council in preparation for meetings, events, and activities. In addition, Pamela welcomes you to contact her with any comment, suggestion, or question. We thank them for their help. We also want to give a special thank to the G10
media crew who assist us all year long and make sure our meetings are televised. They are Alan Covey, Lisa Miller, Joshua Walton, and Kelsey Stiglitz. And Nia Ward is.
The Jacksonville Youth Council came to be because the youth asked for it. Some students were selected by their schools to attend a community summit. They were asked to comment on various issues, and they came up with the idea that there should be a youth council. They wanted a voice for youth, a connection to the government, and a chance to talk about their future. The city worked with the Onslow County School Board to make it happen, and today, you are here as part of the Jacksonville Youth Council. You might ask about why it is the Jacksonville Youth Council, whether it is just for Jacksonville people or for select people. Actually, it was hoped there would be many youth councils in the county, but the city of Jacksonville was the only one that reacted to the request. After several years of allowing only people in the Jacksonville area to the council, the Jacksonville Youth Council opened the youth council to any high school student in the Onslow County area. Again, to all of you, you are welcome here. You might ask what the youth council has done since 1998, where it met for the first time. It can generally be divided into 7 areas: practicing governments, volunteering and helping charities, learning about the community and serving the community, creating opportunities for high school students, leadership development, and connecting youth from different schools.
The practice of governance, how we operate in democratic society, is very important. The Youth Council is empowered to select our own leadership and decide how we want to do things. We are a formal group, so there are elections, and officers take an oath before Jacksonville City Youth Council.
Another area the Youth Council has worked with in the past is to help charities. The Youth Council has decided who wants to help annually and whether it is in service or providing funds. Each year, the Youth Council has sponsored a Christmas Cheer Day where we gather to help this program that helps needy children and their families. We've also helped other functions of Onslow Community Outreach, including the Soup Kitchen and the Free Clinic. We also have the chance to meet with the leaders of our community, including the Onslow Commission and the people who work to bring industry and jobs to our community.
Another area of activity has been to serve the community. Each year on the National Day of Service, MLK Day, we select a project to serve the community. We are open to ideas of what you may want to do this year. The Youth Council also is asked to represent youth at special functions. Youth Council members assist the Civic Affairs Committee with the Pledge of Allegiance and Youth Prayer in their 9/11 Patriot Day observance. For many years, members of the Youth Council have represented youth at the annual observance of the Beirut bomb blast and Freedom Fountain observance ceremony.
Another function of the Youth Council is creating opportunities for high school students. One of the findings was the need for a youth center. The Youth Council took that issue to the Jacksonville City Council. The Youth Council told the elected leaders of Jacksonville that a center would be beneficial, help focus attention on youth, and serve forever as demonstration that this community cares about its youth. During spring break and over the summer, we have held events within the center. We will also utilize the center as it becomes available once construction is complete on New Bridge. During the summer, we have a series of events including Empowerment Series and an Officer Academy. Part of being an advocate for youth is to let others know that we exist. One way is to participate each year in the holiday parade. This year, the parade is November 18th, and if you're interested in participating, please see me after the meeting to sign up. The Youth Council has connected youth from different schools through events like Battle of the Bands, Youth Fest, Youth Summits, and Youth Center events.
So let's talk about our success. The Youth Council has mentored and instructed young students as well as providing a positive influence for those students. The Youth Council has served the community by providing service and has helped charities in our community. The Youth Council has been a symbol for youth governance by electing its own leaders and providing a voice for youth in our community.
like all of Bonsall County eligible high school students to participate in not only our youth council meetings, but any event that takes place at the Youth Council Center. In order to do this, we need your help. Perhaps you know somebody that could not be here today, or somebody who, because of sports or another activity, cannot participate until next semester. That's fine. We want as many people to participate as possible in the Jacksonville Youth Council and Youth Center events. That's why we're developing a list of possible activities. Some will take place next spring, some will start now. The activities and opportunities that everyone could get involved in as much as they want. And to introduce those other opportunities, Shania Nolan.
Another exciting opportunity for Onslow County teenagers 13 through 19 is Harmony. In this project, youth leaders are able to apply for funding and assistance to create youth-directed projects that address community issues and challenges in this region. What is really unique about this project is that there is a board of students with a few adults who make decisions about which youth groups get money for their ideas to turn positive ideas for actions into real solutions. The next meeting is August 26th, 5:30 p.m. here at City Hall, and this is the last meeting you'll be able to join as a board member.
At this time, we will open up the podium for any comments or announcements that would benefit JYC or that members might be interested in. These could be things such as a new idea for JYC to undertake a community event or activity especially for students, or a volunteer or scholarship opportunity that would interest the group. We also ask if we have any Youth Council alumni to come forward and introduce yourself and what you're currently doing now. Feel free to come up and share with us at this time.
All right, so at this time is audience participation. So the microphone is open for either lectern. First, we're looking for, do we have any alumnus of the Jacksonville Youth Council with us tonight?
Hello, everyone. I'm Adeja Monojibobo. I was a part of the Youth Council for 4 years, from years 2015 to 2019 when I was in high school. I've been back in town for a little while before I move away, but it's been a pleasure to be part of Youth Council and come back and see everyone buying in and trying to get it started again. So happy to be here.
Mr. Hargett, would you like to come forth?
The mayor was kind to remember my involvement in the beginning of this youth council, and I appreciate that, sir. But I was doing the will of the elected officials because we had to have their permission to do this. And the appearance before the Onslow County School Board was met with a little bit of skepticism and a little bit of angst about what something might happen if you put power in front of young people and tell them, we want to hear what you have to say. And so that's what went forward. And again, we, as you mentioned in your remarks, we had hoped that Richlands and Holly Ridge and the Dixon area, and we hoped at Sneads Ferry and the areas particularly at Swansboro would have their own youth councils. And then we'd all join together as an Onslow Youth Congress. But that didn't work. But this one has stood. The Jacksonville Youth Council has stood. There's been many different organizations that have benefited from this. And it's led young people to be able to do things they might not have done had there not been an opportunity to come and participate in self-governance and see how that's worked. The first Youth Council chairman, his name was Kevin Jenkins. And Kevin was quite an interesting young man. He had never been elected to anything in junior high or high school or anything like that. And yet at our first session, when we gathered about 125 young people together for a youth summit and then held the first youth council, he got elected to serve as chairman of this after he gave a powerful speech. He's now a professor at Penn State, and he gives great lectures on many different activities and such there. And he studies sociology and speaks of that and educates others on it. When he served, after he got through serving his first term, because obviously he was at that time just rising as it was. We asked him to write a letter to the future chairman of this organization. And I have that with me, a copy of that tonight. The originals are in the files here at the City Hall. But I thought that we'd love to have this given to you, and you can share it with your fellow members about what he wanted to say to you at this time, 25 years later.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your service, and may you go on to do great and wonderful things for the citizens of Jacksonville and for youth of Jacksonville to act as their voice.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson?
Welcome, everyone, especially our new elected Jacksonville Youth Council officers. This year, I hope that it's going to be exciting for you, but it's all going to be dependent upon you and how much you put into this year. So hopefully you will bring excitement, you will bring events, you will bring participation, and bring your friends. We want to share all the fun times that we're going to have together. We want to share information, and we just want your participation. Please, please bring your friends and let them know about the exciting things that the Jacksonville Youth Council has to offer for you for this year. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And any of our current youth council members, is there anything that you would like to see this year that our officers and ourselves can start planning for? If there is, please come to the mic and let us know. All righty. I'll let you think on it. But the purpose of our youth council meeting, so this is our official meeting, that the officers, they will have dialogue to give, but this is our meeting for the youth council. So any youth council members, please feel free to let your voices be known. If there's anything that's happening within your school that you want others to be aware about, if there is events that are going on that you want them to come to, if there's a topic of concern that you have, or just what if or why don't. You know, anything that is tossing in your mind on a daily basis, or just something that you're like, I wonder, is there something that we can do about this? This is definitely the platform that you want to let that be known, so that way it helps identify things that we need to talk about and come up with plans for. So this is your meeting for the youth. All right? With that, if there's not anyone that's burning... No, okay. All right, I'll turn it back over to Ms. Anaya.
Listed in the agenda above are the next meetings. We also have these special sheets that are available on your way out to remember the dates and for you to pass out to give to your friends who are not here. If you have any ideas, talk with us. We will always meet in City Hall or at the Youth Center. Any changes will be announced ahead of time. We have refreshments in meeting room A and B to celebrate our 25th anniversary. Thanks to everyone for coming and to those who have been watching from home. I now declare our meeting adjourned.